The new wave of upcoming games is pushing visual fidelity to new heights. These games built around ultra-realistic graphics, showcasing advanced lighting, detailed environments, and lifelike character design. Let's dive right into it.
Do you feel it?
Control Resonant is an action-adventure RPG where players control Dylan Faden using supernatural abilities and a shape-shifting melee weapon called the Aberrant to fight hostile forces across Manhattan. Combat relies on close-range attacks, elemental powers, and environmental interaction, with the weapon switching between heavy and fast forms. A progression system allows abilities to grow in different ways through player choices, affecting combat style, survivability, and how threats are handled during escalating paranatural events.
Reshaping reality as we know it. Everything we tried to keep inside eventually worms its way out. Must have had good reasons. But we were not prepared. For what would follow.
Take a look. What a sight to behold. Whew.
Ace Combat 8 Wings of Thieves is a flight action game built around fast arcade-style aerial combat using modern fighter aircraft. Players engage in large-scale dogfights, air-to-air and air-to-ground attacks, and weapon-based loadouts across structured missions. The game includes a single-player campaign alongside online PvP and co-op modes, with squad-based mission design, decision-driven progression, and controller-focused handling that prioritizes responsive controls and high-speed combat flow.
He's a mass delusion fabricated by the rumor mill of social media.
Radar contact. We think it's the shadows.
Our lone target is Wings.
All dogs fire. Time to pull out. 22.
Roger that.
God damn it. Start swimming, soldier. Make it home alive.
Let's keep at it, Rex.
Ray, heads up!
On your orders, Rex.
To keep hope alive, Wings of Thieves must stay on the mission. Must fly on.
I can make up your kill count to be whatever.
Right. From now on, you'll be the greatest ace pilot this war will ever know.
The Blood of Dawnwalker is a dark fantasy action RPG taking place in 14th century Europe where players control Cohen, human during the day, and vampire at night. Gameplay shifts between two forms, with sword combat and magic as a human, and supernatural movement and abilities as a vampire. Actions and inaction affect story progression, time pressure advances, key events, and choices influence character relationships, available quests, and how threats are handled while trying to protect Cohen's family.
The vampires didn't come to kill us. No, they came to rule. to turn us into mindless, docile cattle. Not me, though. They tried to change me into one of them. But I became something else instead. Their worst nightmare. A Dawnwalker. Trapped between the two worlds. Fighting to even the score. Fighting to understand the evil behind it all.
He is out there watching, seeping into you, growing.
I trust you'll be able to rid us of this crucible.
Nioh 3 is a dark samurai action RPG where players fight yokai using two combat styles that can switch during battles. Samurai style uses direct weapon attacks and stance-based combat, while ninja style relies on speed, evasion, and special techniques. The game uses an open field structure with connected combat areas, challenging enemy encounters, and skill-based progression that rewards timing, positioning, and mastery of weapons across demanding single-player and online co-op missions.
None shall interfere with my course! Become a spirit stone!
Sea of Remnants is an ocean-based RPG where players control a memory-lost puppet folk sailor managing a ship, crew, and turn-based combat encounters. Gameplay includes recruiting a large roster of companions, forming battle teams with skill synergy, upgrading ships with parts and cannons, and handling naval threats affected by weather systems. A central pirate city functions as a hub for repairs, crafting, trading, and crew management between sea voyages.
Memories go, memories stay, we're chasing the sound of the waves. It always sways, it always strays, standing on the beach all day. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Solo Leveling Arise Overdrive is an action RPG where players control Sung Jinwoo, fighting monsters through fast-paced melee combat and skill-based combos. Gameplay uses dodge, parry, and counter systems alongside a branching skill tree with multiple job advancements. Progression unlocks shadow-based powers through a Monarch Awakening system, while weapon crafting allows new gear from enemy drops. The game supports solo play and 4-player co-op raids against large-scale boss enemies.
Hello. Hello. We're House. You might know us because of our Goose Game.
Big Walk is a cooperative online adventure game built around communication, navigation, and teamwork between players. Friends move together through large connected environments, solving spatial challenges and puzzles that require coordination rather than combat. Voice chat tools, signal items, and playful gadgets support communication, including moments where speech is limited. The design encourages shared problem solving, movement-based interaction, and casual activities, with sessions built on cooperation, improvisation, and social play instead of progression systems or combat mechanics.
Hello. Or in a tunnel.
Hello.
Or over a walkie-talkie.
Hello. Over.
Or behind soundproof glass. In a situation like this, where you can't hear each other, you'll need to find other ways to communicate. So we've given you lots of ways to point and gesture.
Oh, there they are.
And plenty of tools to stay in touch when you're out of earshot. And if you can't use voice chat, or you just don't feel like it, we've also made a proximity text chat system, so you can play the entire game that way as well. Hello.
The game is set in a big open world that we've filled with all kinds of stuff. To see it all, you'll need to go for a big walk. Exploring as part of a group is a special feeling. Our chat system makes it important to stick together, so navigating the world of Big Walk requires lots of teamwork and talking.
Oh, that's that like pass.
As you explore, you can split up and go off on your own adventures, or even lose each other accidentally. When you're apart, you won't be able to talk face to face, and so finding your way back together isn't always straightforward. If you get lost in the bush, don't worry. You'll find plenty of ways to stay in touch and find each other again.
Hello? If anyone can hear me, please shoot up a flare.
Thank you.
This building behind me has a challenge in it. Completing challenges like these is the way you make progress through the game. They're all about teamwork, and they're all a little bit different. A lot of them are designed so that you find funny and surprising new ways to talk. You might need to do some miming, or come up with a special code, or even sing to each other.
Okay, so you want to find a speaker that's like, ooh wah wah, ooh wah wah, ooh wah wah.
They're not all about talking though. There's a bit of platforming in there, some sports, and some weirder stuff too.
Stop.
Our challenges are open-ended, and leave plenty of room for you to do things your own way. Like the rest of the game, challenges in Big Walk are about the joy of muddling through things together.
So that's Big Walk. There's heaps to see and do, but there's also lots of room to just hang out in between. We think there's some real magic that happens when you forget your plans and find yourselves doing something else entirely.
You can sit and watch the sunset.
Tell stories as you wait for the night to pass.
Go dancing.
Or you could steal your friend's binoculars and kick them into the ocean.
Oi.
Sorry.
We hope you enjoyed this little tour and got a sense of what we think is so special about this game. We made Big Walk to be a nice way to hang out with your friends in a video game, and we hope you like playing it as much as we do. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Gears of War E-Day is a third-person action shooter built around cover-based combat, close-range gunplay, and cooperative play. Players control Marcus Fenix during the first Locust invasion, using classic weapons, squad tactics, and defensive positioning to survive overwhelming enemy encounters. Gameplay emphasizes movement between cover, active reload timing, and coordinated attacks, with a story-driven campaign designed for solo play or online co-op alongside intense combat scenarios. Shark Dentist is a roguelike simulation game where players perform dental procedures on sedated sharks inside a confined clinic. Gameplay revolves around selecting tools, managing anesthesia, monitoring stress levels, and reacting to random events during each procedure. Dental problems, equipment, and debuffs change every run, forcing tactical decisions under pressure. Limited resources and multitasking systems increase risk, with failure leading to immediate danger when the shark's stress or awareness rises too high. Clive Barker's Hellraiser Revival is a first-person action survival game where players control Aiden, using weapons and the Genesis configuration puzzle box to fight hostile cultists and other enemies. Gameplay mixes close-range combat, resource management, and ability use tied to the puzzle box, allowing attacks, control effects, and situational advantages. Progression revolves around surviving encounters, combining box powers with firearms, and pushing through linear environments shaped by combat pressure and narrative events.
You call for us, and you can no longer return. You can only journey deeper into hell and witness the infinite terror within. The reckoning will be...
It slowly but surely succumbs to the invasion. Yet there are some who still believe.
Band of Crusaders is a medieval strategy RPG where players act as Grand Master of a knightly order, managing a roster of Crusaders and directing them against demonic and human enemies. Gameplay combines real-time, party-based combat with positioning, abilities, and permanent death risks. Between battles, players manage a mobile camp, recruit and develop knights through flexible skill trees, equip gear, and respond to a simulated invasion system that changes factions, resources, and combat conditions over time.
To stand a chance against Beelzebub's spawn, we train together, we eat and pray together, and we welcome new brothers to our order. The demons may outnumber us. As creatures of the abyss, they may thrive in darkness, but our ally is light, and we shall soak our enemies in that light. We believe that Hellkind can be purged from these lands. And we trust in the strategic mind of our Grandmaster.
Under a Rock is a cooperative survival craft game where players gather resources, build shelters, and survive against oversized wildlife in a procedurally generated island. Gameplay supports solo or group play, with systems for crafting tools, constructing large bases, farming, fishing, and combat. Environmental dangers, caves, and underwater areas require preparation and teamwork. Creature interaction includes fighting, taming, breeding, and riding, while dynamic AI and random world generation create varied survival scenarios each session. Decadent is a story-driven first-person shooter where players control John Lorne, using firearms, occult items, and resource management to survive hostile encounters. Gameplay combines gun combat, scavenging, and weapon customization with a sanity system that affects perception and behavior. Progression unlocks equipment that grants access to new areas, while choices around risk, combat approach, and artifact use influence survivability as players push through dangerous environments in search of answers.
You look like someone who could use my wares. These are dangerous spots, after all.
Huh, let me see.
Ah, you have a good eye. Top of the line. We'll blow ahead.
You! Here! No! No! What have I done? This is not happening. What is this place? Keep it together, Lauren. Find a way out. Finally! Carter, this is not the time. I'm rather busy.
Do not believe what you see.
Bullcrap! You won't get her this time! I won't let you! Let her go! Don't be afraid. You're safe now. I saved you. What the? Tenebris, Maledictum, Aeternum, Mortis, Upgrade!
Shadow of the Road is a turn-based tactical RPG where players lead a party through combat scenarios shaped by character skills, relationships, and player decisions. Battles use positioning, abilities, and team synergy against human enemies, yokai, and mechanical units. Party members bring unique backgrounds that affect dialogue and combat performance. Progression comes from building effective squads, managing abilities, and making strategic choices that alter character paths and key story outcomes. Truck World Australia is a driving simulation where players operate heavy trucks across long highways and unpaved routes while managing realistic vehicle systems. Gameplay includes manual cargo loading, weight distribution, hitching trailers, and refueling outside the cab. Different trailer types change handling and delivery planning, including multi-trailer road trains. Dynamic weather, traffic, road events, and a day-night cycle affect driving conditions, while progression unlocks licenses, truck upgrades, and optional cooperative delivery jobs. Darkwood 2 is a survival horror RPG where players scavenge resources during the day and prepare defenses before nightfall. Gameplay revolves around managing supplies, crafting weapons, setting traps, and securing shelters against unpredictable threats. There are no markers or guidance systems, requiring navigation through memory and observation. Choices affect character outcomes and survival options, while combat, stealth, and temporary enhancements offer different ways to endure escalating danger across hostile environments. Decrepit is a first-person action game with stamina-based combat inside a shifting castle dungeon. Each death removes equipment and restarts the run in a new cell, making knowledge the main form of progress. Combat relies on timing, positioning, and reading enemy attacks, mixing melee weapons and spells. Gear drops from enemies and defines builds through limited slots and set bonuses, while shortcuts and layouts are learned over repeated attempts. Mega Man Dual Override is a side-scrolling action platformer where players control Mega Man through structured stages filled with enemy robots and environmental hazards. Gameplay relies on precise jumping, shooting, and pattern-based combat while navigating traps and platform layouts. Defeated enemies drop weapons or abilities that change attack options and tactics. Levels test timing and reflexes, with boss encounters that demand learning patterns and using the right tools to progress.
Coley Island, a former military base turned into a top-secret...
PUBG Black Budget is a first-person extraction shooter where players enter timed missions on a hostile island, gather high-value items, and attempt to escape alive. Gameplay mixes PvP and PvE combat with persistent inventory systems that reward successful extractions and punish death. Between runs, players upgrade a personal base, craft equipment, and improve character skills. Match structure, shrinking zones, and a time loop system increase pressure the longer each operation continues.
Now that's where the real secrets lie. And the best kept secrets fetch the most.
Four Combiner, North, a world of heroes.
Can you charm that goblin? Order of the Sinking Star is a narrative puzzle adventure built around more than 1,000 interconnected challenges that rely on logic, spatial reasoning, and evolving rule sets. Players control multiple characters, each with distinct abilities that change how puzzles are approached and solved. The game allows movement between several distinct regions, with mechanics that gradually intersect and combine. Progress comes from understanding systems, switching characters, and applying learned rules to increasingly complex puzzle structures and situations.
And grow. We will it so.
Who are you? And what are these? Thieves. They're very useful. Watch this.
Can you push a stone back across the water?
That's water?
When the portal appeared and I stepped into this overworld, I had never imagined such a device that could fuse realities. Not just mashing together terrains, it weaves the very laws of nature into a composite whole. The result surprises me constantly, but who has done all this?
Gods, Death, and Reapers is an isometric action RPG built around extraction-based missions set in a mythological afterlife. Players enter dangerous maps to fight enemies and other players, complete objectives, and secure loot before escaping. Combat uses hack-and-slash mechanics with build-focused gear and abilities. Between runs, players upgrade a base, adjust loadouts, and prepare for higher-risk encounters across PvPvE, story-driven missions, and cooperative modes. Stupid Never Dies is an action RPG where players control Davy, a low-ranked zombie fighting through dungeon areas filled with monsters. Combat is real-time and ability-driven, with enemies dropping powers that can be stolen and reused. Progression comes from leveling up, collecting unusual items, and modifying Davy's body with upgrades that change attacks and movement. The game uses single-player, third-person gameplay built around rapid growth, frequent combat encounters, and experimenting with enemy abilities to survive tougher fights.
Only close, I can feel our connection. Hell appears, push your back, you won't come around.
The serpent will die, never die away.
I will break through the wall, I will stand tall. With you here in my heart, I will never fall. Step in love, will not die, never go away.
In the depths of the night, I will take flight. Double up, mighty foe, walker tomb and blow.
Stupid never dies, never died away.
I will fight, 'cause I'm crazy, I'll take the light with you. 'Cause nothing can hold us back down.
Soul Shogunate is an action RPG where players control Yuzuki, fighting enemies across lunar cities using sword-based combat and movement tools. Gameplay mixes hack-and-slash attacks with gravity-assisted traversal, jetpacks, and grappling cables to handle different environments. Multiple weapon types, elemental infusions, and skill upgrades shape combat style. Gene splices modify abilities and defenses, while boss encounters require pattern reading, positioning, and adapting tactics across multi-phase fights.
私を打ち砕こうとした石は決意の刃を研ぎ澄ませたに過ぎない。因縁の大事が叶う時、この空が赤く染まろう。
無残なに叫んで汚れた膝を抱えてる。それでもそんな今日はたりしたくないから行かなきゃやらなきゃしわくちゃの顔のままで生きるよ。あなたがいないこんな世界も愛せるようにくだらない。
You're to be punished.
Silent Hill Townfall is a story-driven psychological horror game built around investigation and narrative progression rather than combat. Players move through a secluded 1960s Japanese town, gathering clues, interpreting audio and visual signals, and uncovering events through environmental interaction. Gameplay appears minimal in weapons, leaning on observation, puzzles, and scripted sequences to create tension. The structure suggests a shorter, standalone entry that tells its story through atmosphere, dialogue, and unsettling situations instead of action. Atmosfar is a survival crafting game set among floating islands where players pilot flying vessels and manage a mobile airbase. Gameplay revolves around scavenging scrap, upgrading ships, and maintaining fuel, tools, and life support systems. Different aircraft types handle transport, scouting, combat, and construction roles. A large carrier acts as a moving hub for storage and crafting. Solo or cooperative play emphasizes piloting skill, resource planning, weather hazards, and long-distance travel between airborne regions.
Beneath the blue team's base.
All right, team. Huddle up. Next game.
Last Flag is a third-person team shooter built around 5v5 capture the flag matches. Teams hide their flag, search the map for the opposing flag, and attempt a return, followed by a timed defense phase. Players choose from distinct contestants with unique abilities and weapons, encouraging role-based teamwork. Matches reward coordination, map control, and ability combos, with short rounds designed for fast decisions, constant movement, and frequent momentum shifts.
Suit. Do your thing and sneak past enemy lines to find that red flag. Kicking butt along the way.
Easy.
So see you.
Camilla. Now once we have the flag, use that teleport gun of yours to shoot the flag carrier towards home base. Cause you know they'll be riding out bumper.
Wait, what?
Stick to this brilliantly devised plan. We got this in the bag. Let's boogie. Wait, why do you still have that? You only got 4 seconds left. Bingo.
All right, team.
New plan.
Just wing it.
Another world snuffed from existence.
Code Vein 2 is an action RPG with Souls-like combat where players fight hostile enemies using melee weapons, blood-based skills, and stamina management. Battles rely on reading enemy patterns, timing attacks, and adapting builds through interchangeable abilities and gear. A partner system allows AI allies to assist in combat with unique support skills. Progression is driven by customizing weapons, blood codes, and skills while advancing through interconnected combat areas tied to story events.
Be by your side.
My name is Valentin Voda. So, you're a solo hunter, are you? Tell me, do you have a place to stay in Magmel yet?
A Revenant hunter?
Not now. Get away from here.
Well, can't say I remember hiring you, but if you're game, lend me a hand. And Valentin, he'll be the most powerful figure out here on the frontier.
The hero Jose, a revenant who fell victim to her very own powers.
So tell me, my mysterious visitor, who are you? In the name of the great Gula bloodline, I do bestow upon you my blood, as proof of our engagement. Until the resurgence struck, these horrors must have been the city's residents. Let's go. It's high time I faced my past.
When the balance of power shifted from human to revenant, there was change. Dramatic shift. The human spirit was twisted beyond recognition.
If someone has to get hurt, I would rather it be me.
So far as I know, your case is entirely unprecedented.
Off to kill again?
We all know these are bloody times we live in. Every one of us is desperate to survive. But you crossed a line killing my people.
Raiders making their move, huh? That should at least give you enough time to escape. That ring! Damn it! There's no getting through to him. Curs! Damned wretched curs! They would dare to truly stoop so low!
Do you remember the statue of that revenant I showed you in the present? If fate runs its course, Nioh will die fighting the raiders, and the others here won't fare much better.
Need I remind you that tampering with history, unless under the most extreme of circumstances, is strictly forbidden? What will you do if your meddling ends up costing more lives?
Meddling with the past, meddling to excess. There's always a chance it can potentially reverse all the progress you've made so far. Please, give it some careful thought. Above all else, try to weigh your feelings against what is at stake here. Our focus,
Our true objective is to save this world, our current world.
It is you, though, who must save the world of man.